Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Geek Out Corner. I'm Bear, and I'm bringing you a part 2 of getting into Souls-like, specifically with Liza P. So, with this, I'm kind of going through and going to explain a few more things that kind of happen in the game, because you have to make some choices straight up in the game. And the first choice is a forced choice, so it's not really a choice. And you'll see when I get to there. As well as getting into some of the status effects that happen, additional tools that are going to help you, again, that you really only find if you go exploring. So let's go ahead and get into it. Let me make sure I have the right one. Yeah, Butterfly's Guidance. And again, I'm running this on Butterfly's Guidance so that people can see, even a person that's been playing this game since release has no problem playing it like that. Again, go at your own difficulty, go at what you believe to be your strong suit. If this is your first Souls-like game, go there. Go to Butterfly's Guidance. Go to Awakened Puppet. Now, mind you, just come off to the side, pick up Fable Catalyst. You'll realize once you start using your Fable more, it can take a minute for it to go ahead and charge till you get some P upgrades. Hotel Krat, the greatest luxury. Yeah, you'll read that. I'm not too worried about that.
The hotel security excludes puppets like you, so you'll have to lie to get inside.
See?
You're a special puppet after all.
And it's even highlighted in red that you have to lie. Now, mind you, before you go to that door, come and pick up stuff. This is a hidden moonstone. Now, hidden moonstones and other things that you find like this, crescent moonstones, things of that nature, are items that you're going to need in game to level up weapons. There are quite a few weapons in here that kind of go off of differences within your development of the character for stats.
Welcome to the sanctuary of the Grand Covenant. Prove your identity. Who are you?
I'm Bear. I'm a human. Remember, you have to lie at this one, or you can't enter. And then you have to go back and you have to go ahead and ask the question again. Your springs are reacting, and I'll get into that a little bit later. I think I'm going to go ahead and do one for every chapter. Now, mind you, we are doing this at the end of chapter 1, beginning of chapter 2. And I kind of wanted to let y'all see this because it's just beautiful. And pay attention. You can honestly see what's happening in story and why you're here at this point in time with this cutscene. Again, I suggest looking at it and just looking at the amazing not just imagination, but amazing depiction of an amazing story, Pinocchio. Now, I could, of course, tell you everything that's kind of being explained in this video, but I'd rather you find out yourself because it just makes the story so much better. We are going to run through the entire base game without DLC, and then at the end of base game, I'm going to run through DLC. Again, to get into the DLC, you have to get to the beginning of chapter 10. And there's only 11 chapters in the game. Now, the DLC adds in, I believe, 5 more chapters. So in total, there is 16 chapters for this entire game, DLC included. And amazing bosses. I believe it's 35 bosses that you can go against. And again, we already went through Parade Master, The blue butterfly. Choi Ji-won. Ah, I love that they made this game. Again, this is the game that got me into Souls and Souls-like. And if it can do it, same for you. And again, for me, this game has tons of replayability. Maybe not for everybody. To be able to platinum this entire game, you do have to play it through a minimum of 3 times because you have to get each and every single ending. And maybe on the different times you increase your difficulty. Who knows?
I am Sophia. I've been waiting for you. Searched all over the city of Krop to find you. You must have questions. Geppetto will have answers. But we have to find him first. He was last seen on Elysian Boulevard. All of Krot is dangerous for humans. And that neighborhood is one of the scariest. Please find Geppetto on Elysian Boulevard. I'll explain more once you find him.
Okay. So we can go ahead and use Ergo. Now, luckily, when you do the use Ergo in this menu, it will not bring up Boss Ergo. You can use Boss Ergo later on, but I don't suggest using it in your first or second playthrough, just because the Boss Ergo gives you an accessibility to 2 different items. One being an amulet that gives you special passive abilities, and the other being a boss weapon. So let's go ahead and just see if we can go ahead and use it. We got 200 extra, which is still at 2609 for the Ergo, which is 2 levels. I'm going to go ahead and do 1 in Vitality, 1 in Vigor. So right now my Vitality is 16, my Vigor's at 7. Motivity is good, in my opinion, through the first 2, I would even say 3 chapters, which gives you the ability to level up, like I was saying, Vitality and Vigor and Capacity further, and then start putting stuff into Motivity. So let's go ahead. Yeah, I want to go ahead and use my 1845. I have 986.
Gemini. I think he's in shock.
Jenny is fine.
That's proof you're broken. The real Gemini isn't so calm. I'm no inventor, but perhaps I can fix him. Or perhaps he'll fix himself in time. Wait, take this pocket watch. Krot is a labyrinth of peril right now. This watch will guide you to a safe place. Be careful, clever one.
I'm not clever. Alright, so the Moon Phase Pocket Watch. You can use that at any point in the game. And when you use it, it gives you 2 options for the base game. Either returning to the most recent Stargazer you're at, or returning to the Hotel Stargazer. Both are good. Coming back to the Hotel Stargazer is essentially your central hub. So you'll be able to buy certain items, level up certain abilities, leveling up period through here, regardless, you know, even though at any of the Stargazers you can level up at now. Speaking with NPCs that have come here, progressing the storyline, there's several reasons why you would want to use that. Especially if you just got a nice, I would say, item, upgrade material or something of that nature, coming back to the Hotel Stargazer to use that, dependent if you have enough Ergo. Now, mind you, I'm burning up all the Ergo that I come upon. You don't have to do that. I'm doing it because I want to. You can save that and use it for when you need it. It's one of those things that it's kind of up to you. Use it, burn it, grab levels, save it for later on. Especially when you get upgrade material, because you can upgrade your weapons. but it costs Ergo. Again, Ergo are souls in this game and your money. So these are all things that you can do. I'm just showing you that I'm confident enough in my abilities that I don't need to save for it. If I really need to grind for something, I can just wait because I'll be perfectly fine with where I'm at. You don't have to do that. You can save your stuff. Again, you can save your stuff. Let's see.
Power to help you.
Now, one more thing. Always talk to the NPCs till they have no more dialogue. And this game is really good because it's going to have a little star by it if it's new dialogue. If it's not, you don't have to worry about it. Dash, yeah. I press hold. We come here.
I heard about you from Geppetto, but to see you in person.
Eugenie.
Wow.
Eugenie.
You should.
Now, this is your first option and given to you at the very beginning of the game once you've completed the tutorial chapter, which is chapter 1, puppet string. It's once it's completely upgraded, it is amazing. So this is a changed up Legion arm. There are, I want to say, 7 or 8 in base game, and then 2 in
The sound you know.
in the DLC.
If any of your, I know my way around a weapon.
See, you can upgrade weapons. So this is the Great Sword of Fate, like I told you. We can upgrade it for 200 Ergo. Now, this one is the Azure Dragon Crest Glaive plus, and it's going to say +0. This is really a tech-based weapon, but can be used at any point in time, regardless if you don't have a lot in tech or technique. That's the great thing about this game. You don't need specific stat requirements per se to use the weapon. Even if you're overloaded in your capacity and you're heavy, slightly heavy, something of that nature, you can still use the weapon. You're just not going to have you're going to move slower for one, and your dodging is not going to be as safe for you to not get hit, because you do have some iframes or invincibility frames in this game. But I'm not going to go ahead and level up anything. You can also alter handles. Now, altering handles, so all weapons except boss weapons, you are in 2 pieces that you can interchange with each other, mix and match, go from there. If I'm not mistaken, the handles give you how the weapon is calibrated, as in like motivity, technique, advanced, and then the blades give you that whether it be a slashing, stabbing, blunt type of weapon with specific Fable Arts attached to both of them. So again, you can go ahead and do a motivity, technique, and advance, and this will increase that stat, unlike where you're just leveling up the damage and the durability with leveling up the blade. So, you know, if I had a crankshaft for motivity, I could increase it and it would go from a B scaling in motivity to an A scaling in motivity. But say if I had a technique, it goes from a B in motivity to a C in motivity, and a D in technique to a C in technique, which is increasing the technique but decreasing the motivity itself. And later on in these guides, I will show you how that works and what it does, and mixing and matching some of my favorite weapons. I'm going to help you try and get all the weapons so that if you do want to platinum the game, it's going to be more easier for you to be able to do so, and not being like, where the fuck is this stuff? Why haven't I gotten this achievement for having all base game weapons? Because unless you know where some are, they're hidden. Because something got to be hidden in this game. Why not have it be some of the items? So we'll talk to her. She's going to give you more information about stargazers. I'm going to be running through this. Now, here's the cool thing. So if you see up there in the corner where my Fable Arts, it was not charged at all. But if you come into this training area, it charges it completely. So let me just show you the puppet string. Does damage. Now, it just hits them and it can bring them closer to you. Later on, you can dodge while you're doing so. You can also do it to where it brings to them. Once you have it completely upgraded, you're going to be able to go towards them, go up into the air, and come down with a heavy attack. And it is amazing. My second favorite Legion arm. My first favorite Legion arm is Aegis Shield. And it, once we get to the ability of unlocking that, I will show you why. I actually, at nowadays, save all of my Legion calibers at the beginning of the game that you find, specifically so I can level up Aegis as fast as possible. Now, you do get an achievement for leveling up a Legion arm all the way to max. Just like you get an achievement for leveling up a weapon all the way to max, and so forth. Now, this you can come through and practice. See? And it lets you see that damage for the that you can do for that weapon. Now this one I like because you can practice with your deflection. See? Now if I'm not mistaken, see, that one, the handle, as you can see, there's two different type of Fable Arts. Down in the right hand corner, there's one for the blade, which is just the FFF, and then there's the one where you have to do your kind of powered Fable Arts, which is through the handle, which gave me that amazing type of ability. See? And then always remember, sharpen, sharpen, sharpen. So let's go talk to everybody else real quick that's here as of right now.
Welcome to Hotel Krat.
Polandina.
My name is Polandina, butler to Lady Antonia. Please let me know how I may be of service. At Hotel Krat, comfort and calm walk hand in hand. Welcome to Hotel Krat. How may I be of service?
Talk. Again, you always want to talk to get everything out. Now, I'm not going to run through. Now, this will come in handy later. You're going to be getting records throughout the game, right? Now, there's going to be, I believe it's 4 to 6 records that you can only get in New Game Plus and further, that are copies of certain records that you already have. But you need all records, including the gold ones, for the achievement. You'll come here and you'll listen to it. Now, the cool thing about the update that they did with the DLC and the mass update that they did for everything is that it will automatically start playing your records. Now, the more records you listen to, the more your humanity goes up. You need humanity for particular endings, for particular secret weapons, and I'll get all to that a little bit later on in the tutorials, especially when it comes to Lies of P. I don't know if I'm going to do it for all Souls and Souls-like games. I might, who knows? I'm kind of liking doing this, but you have to listen to pretty much, I believe it's I think at one point in time it was just 30 seconds, but now you have to listen to the entire album, if I'm not mistaken, the entire song. I will say this, the OST for this game is amazing as hell. So this is something that you will do. Now there is something that you can grab right here. It is Veninji's landmark guide. Again, I'll let you read that. And then Lady Antonia.
Unexpected guests are welcome.
She is an NPC you will deal with a fair amount.
I'm Antonia.
So
And this
there's a
is
cool
my
thing regarding this game that once it's time for you to speak with an NPC,
He might have a few loose screws.
it will show up
Petter's skills are
in your teleportation guide.
If it doesn't
And I'll show you that here in a minute.
Oh, it comes. He's fine.
You will be getting certain things. Let me go show you real quick what I was talking about for the game. So if you come to a Stargazer, it's going to see teleport to another Stargazer. Right now we've only done chapter 1, but it is able to take you to each one of the Stargazers that you've opened. Now you will see Sophia show up a lot right here. But there is something that's very, very specific regarding Sophia that you would need to make sure you're doing correctly. So she has two different aspects for this menu. One where it's just her head. That means you just go talk to her to progress story, find out additional information, find out additional lore, or leveling. This one, because it has the heart with the little sign going up above it, you can go and level with her. Because before they did the update where you could pretty much level at any Stargazer, you could only level with her until the beginning of chapter 11. But now, as just a quality of life enhancement, you can level at any Stargazer. This is something that I definitely suggest always checking at every single Stargazer in case you pick up something that might give you additional lore, people to talk with, things of that nature. So this menu, when you get to a new Stargazer, I always suggest checking. Now, yeah, teleporting to another Stargazer, switch Legion arms. So the only two Legion arms that we have right now is Puppet String and Left Arm of Steel. Boss rematch mode. This is what I was talking about, right? So it allows you to go through and rematch every single boss you have beaten in other games. So this has, and again, it's only main bosses for the chapter. So no mini bosses. So this has all the bosses that you will face or you have beaten. Now for me, it has all of them. It has, Parade Master, Scrap Watchman, King Flames Fuoco, Fallen Archbishop Andreas, and so forth. And if you notice, Chapter 11 has 3 main bosses. Loxasia the Complete, Sexy Lexi, Simon Manus, Arm of God, Nameless Puppet. And then, because I've already beat them, the DLC bosses for their chapters, and it's just four chapters. So in total, you have 15 chapters for the entire game, DLC included. So we will get to these sets of bosses much later on. Now, mind you, how to say this? Mind you, you would need to complete the bosses and complete the game to access them in boss rematch mode, which can be an amazing thing. You can also do it to where you do death marches, which is more of a challenge boss rush, where you might have limited healing, limited health, limited whatever, right? It gives you abilities to change to make it to where you can practice on these bosses. Now we are hitting about the 25-minute mark. let me see if Antonia has anything else to say. I'm going to take you around.
People have no thanks for keeping.
See, about lying.
You're here. That your lies. People on the out. I make yourself. If you have it.
So I'm not going to do it all the way through. When you pass certain items, it will do investigate. With investigate, you can play or do certain things. See, start performing. Now, I will say this. The more humanity you get, the better music you produce. And there is actually an achievement for once you've reached max humanity to come back and play the piano and play the perfect tune. Now, the way you gain humanity in this game is by going through and completing side quests, right? Now, this area right here will eventually open up after Chapter 5. And it will take you to a special little area that you can do certain things. And once we get to Chapter 5, I'll explain what it does. Now, this area right here will open up at the end of Chapter 2. And you'll understand why once we get to the end of that in the next episode. Then this area opens up at the end of Chapter 5, beginning of Chapter 6. And I kind of just want to show you that that this is a huge place and that all areas for the game reconvene back here at the hotel. This is a Souls-like. They have a centralized hub area. In Dark Souls 1, it was Firelink Shrine. And in Lies of P, it's Hotel Krot. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope this helped you out. I know that I didn't really get into any combat, but I went through and I explained specifically things for leveling, buying items. There's going to be other NPCs that you unlock later on in game that will allow you to do certain upgrades that come back to Hotel Krot, your central hub area. But stay tuned for the third episode. I hope you like this. Like and subscribe if you want to see me doing any type of gaming live. I'm live on Twitch, Geek Out Corner, twitch.tv, Geek Out Corner. Till next time, guys, y'all stay geeky.